The last time I checked in with you, I was enjoying life at anchor in La Paz. But with hurricane season quickly approaching, it was time to raise the hook and start heading north. Andrew, who you may remember from some previous videos, joined me for a 2-week journey from La Paz all the way up to Escondido. Along the way, we stopped on the islands of Partida and San Francisco, San Evaristo, Agua Verde, Candeleros, and then finally Escondido, where he was to depart.
So I'm in Puerto Escondido right now. I just dropped off my crew, and this means today is a very big day for me. It is my first official solo sail. I'm only going about 7 nautical miles from here to Bahia Marquer on Isla Carmen, and yeah, I'm a little nervous about it. We have some pretty nice winds, so I'll probably fly just the drifter, kind of as an introductory. So we got some good speed with just the drifter the other day. We were going about 4 knots, which was beautiful. So yeah, I think it should be good, but I don't know. I'm more nervous about hauling up the dinghy.
After about 7 tries, I got the dinghy hauled up, but then the next challenge occurred.
So I already had the first hiccup of the trip. This boat behind me, they were coming in, so I turned my motor off. I'm sailing away, right? And he's quickly approaching. So he's not altering course at all. So I turn my motor on and finally alter course. And literally right as I do that, they alter course. And then they're yelling at me and they're like, which way are you going? And I'm like, well, I was under sail and you guys were motoring. So maybe you change course? I swear, nobody knows right of way rules.
So here's a better explanation. I was motoring into the wind out of the harbor, and I needed to go north, but there was a boat coming from the south, and I didn't know which way they were going. Well, initially I was going to go around them because they were under sail, but then they started dropping their sails, which I took as the meaning that they were coming into the harbor. So instead I raised my sails and started to go around the point north. But instead of altering course, they just kept coming at me, and then I had to switch on my motor, and it just turned into complete mayhem until it got sorted out. But if I were to do it again, I would have just gone around in the first place and waited to put my sails up. Unfortunately, after this whole confusion, I ended up having to take my sail down because the wind totally died, and I had to motor the rest of the way to Bahia Marquer. Luckily, to ease the pain, I had a couple friends waiting for me, and they ended up coming over, and we talked for a couple hours to celebrate my arrival. I spent the next few days here on Isla Carmen enjoying the pebble beaches as well as the crystal clear waters. However, since I wasn't able to adequately provision in Escondido, we all 3 made the decision to do a short hop across to Nopalo just south of Loreto. But before my departure, I had to take one last dip in the water.
So I'm underway, sunshade is still up, so I can have some respite from the heat. Yeah, I'm trying really hard not to get sunburnt, but it is very difficult here. But I just left Isla Carmen. I'm heading across to Nopalo, which not many boats stop at, but I'm hoping over here I'll be able to provision and then head further north when the winds pick up on Friday.
We knew we arrived in Nopalo when we saw this big rock. The other 2 boats ahead of me were already anchored, and when I finally arrived, I decided to go to shore with my friend Chad to try out one of the local coffee shops. Honestly, the frappe here was so good. We also stopped by a little market to reprovision, and then it was back to the boat for me. After another very rolly day at anchor, it was time for us to depart. Winds were filling in from the south, and I was going to make my way up to Isla Coronado. The weather was a little weird this day. We were getting bands from a tropical storm that was hitting the Gulf, and it definitely felt a little eerie, though we were predicted to have light winds, so I made the decision to sail off anchor. The winds remained pretty light for most of the morning. It started raining a little bit, but it was very peaceful, even though I was only going about 1.5 knots. While some people might love sailing fast, I prefer nice and slow as it's very relaxing. Unfortunately, it wasn't relaxing for long as 5 knots quickly turned to 22.
So it settled back down a little bit, but conditions got very sporty very quickly, so I had to drop the drifter, dig out the staysail, hank it on, run the lines, all while my autopilot was not keeping up, so it was like a little chaotic. But my friends have since passed me. If I wanted to go faster, I mean, I could raise the drifter now probably, but I really just don't want to again. I'm only like 7.5 miles away from where I'm gonna stop for today, and yeah, just in case it kicks up again, I feel like I should play it safe.
Slowly but surely, I made it the last few miles to Isla Coronado. The sail changes had me feeling exhausted, along with running around the back deck trying to fix the autopilot. So I was very happy to make it in and go to sleep. Isla Coronado reminded me a lot of Isla San Francisco, with all of the large yachts as well as little day excursion boats. I woke up the next morning after one of the best sleeps of my entire life to a bunch of messages from friends about a chubasco that could have hit. Luckily, most likely due to the higher winds, it fizzled out about halfway across the sea. That, combined with the sporty sailing of the day before, made me decide to put away my drifter and instead hank on my Genoa for the upcoming sail.
So that's it for today's video. I hope you enjoyed it. I am leaving tomorrow to sail north, so definitely if you're interested in that, subscribe because I'll be sharing a lot more. It's definitely a big learning curve. KIKAPU is a lot of boat to handle by myself, but I think I did a good job for my first time, so it was good. Looking forward to a lot of stuff in the future. All of the sails for the most part are going to be like pretty manageable for the foreseeable future, like relatively short. So I'm really glad that I had a place to tuck in when I did the sail yesterday, because it kicked my butt, like doing all those sail changes and running back and forth with the autopilot. So I ended up coming in, I was doing like 3.5 with a reefed mizzen, which is crazy because my mizzen's like a Cal 25 sail. But yeah, if you guys are liking what I'm putting out, I have my Patreon linked down below, as well as new merch. So if you saw my sea shanties drop panties tote bags, I have shirts now, and then I also have KIKAPU crew shirts too. So if you guys are interested in those, I will have that link in the description as well. So comment down below. I asked this on Instagram because I mentioned the right-of-way situation before. If you're the stand-on vessel, let me know how close you get before you as the stand-on vessel would alter course if you're starting to feel uncomfortable, because I'm curious. So anyways, I'll see you guys next time. Bye!